everybody. I have one for my book. I've been waiting on this for a long time and I thought, why stop? Why wait? So what we have here is a pseudo unequal length header for the FRS, and I actually just put my submission in for a tune for Delicious Tuning. This is gonna be fun. And this video will just be putting the header on. And I'm probably gonna split it into two and then go through what all it takes to download the ECU tech and actually get the car tuned. If it's actually so simple that it doesn't need to be filmed, then I won't even do that video and we'll just do the header and then we'll just drive the car. Unfortunately, my clutch is starting to get a little bit loose, especially in fifth gear around 3,000. So it's slipping pretty bad. So when it gets tuned and with this header on there, it's probably gonna be pretty bad. Now I do have to say I'm quite nervous about putting this header on here because this car is not running cats and it's running the Spec D catback and it's already really freaking loud, and I'm really afraid that it's gonna be unbearable with this on there. If it is, we'll do whatever we've got to do, get a Q300 muffler on there or something and make it quiet again, but I'm really excited to get rid of that damn torque dip. So let's get this thing in the air. I'm gonna get some work clothes on, we're gonna get to it. So obviously you gotta have the car up in the air and hopefully we can get to it without too much trouble. But the first thing we need to do under the hood are undo the two O2 sensors and the primary and secondary. And we also need to get to the different wire tenders that go along here. And you can use a small pick or screwdriver to undo these little, they're basically a zip tie is all they are. And it's easier to take these O2 sensors out with the OEM manifold off the car. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna undo these two, and I'm gonna undo these wires here, and then we're gonna get under the car to the splash shield and get busy taking this dude off. Okay, I got the O2 sensors unplugged finally. So here's the front of the car, obviously there's the back. So what we gotta remove here is this splash shield. And it's basically just these bolts. Shouldn't take long, 10 and 12 millimeter. If you've worked on any kind of import car, you know the basic drill. So we're gonna get these bolts off here. There's some back here, and it looks like we've got some plastic plugs here that hold the fender liners and stuff together. So let's get some wrenches out and pull this off and see what the header looks like underneath it. First of all, this is why I don't buy used cars. It seems that the bracket that was on this overpipe is gone. Now I didn't take it off, so I can't even help you with what that's supposed to look like or how to take it off. Most of the articles and forum pages that I've read have all said that loosening the bracket that holds this overpipe on helps to get the header off because there's studs in the header here and the studs on the block. Hopefully we won't run into that issue. However, this car was bought in Missouri, and if anybody knows anything about Missouri, the roads are not the best. So I've got rust on my studs. Hopefully they will come off with the 1/2-inch drive, but there's 3 bolts on each side of the heads to take this off, and we've got the 2 bolts here on the overpipe, and then all of this should come out. And as you can see there with the shield down here, that it's literally staring at you in the face. So I'm gonna fight and probably have a curse or two with these rusted bolts, and we'll get this off of here. So I got it off, and the OEM with all the exhaust or the heat shielding and the catalytic converter, it weighs about 4 or 5 pounds more, but you can see the actual just the difference in the overall size. So what we got to do now is switch the O2 sensors, and since we took it off with the O2s already in here, we're literally going to just take them out of one hole and put them in the other. If you use anti-seize, use a very little bit. You do not want any of it to get on the actual sensor itself or it will ruin it. But I am probably going to put a little bit on there just so they don't seize up in here. I already broke them loose and they came off fairly easy, but as you have a northern car that's been on salty roads, you can see the cancer on the bolts here. So let's switch these real quick and get this dude back under there. for me to actually loosen this, I saw the bracket I need to loosen is this exhaust hanger right here. So I took it off the front pipe and off the cross member under there, and I loosened it up here at the over pipe, and I let it jiggle around, and that's how I ended up getting the OEM manifold off. Alright, I got it bolted on now. I never seized everything. The one bolt that's an actual problem is that inside nut right there. Now I highly suggest getting a universal socket or a universal joint of some kind, and you can kind of reach around this tube and then you can get to it really easy, but as you can see, that's straight on and it's completely blocked. You can't get to it. So overall, the fitment of this thing seems really well. I haven't hooked up the O2 sensors yet, but everything torqued in the way it was supposed to. Seems to line up good. It doesn't bind anywhere. It goes on real easy. This Tsudo header actually came with 2 replacement bolts here for the overpipe, and I never see those as well, but as you can see, the extended O2 bung here actually gets in the way of that bolt, so I ran it in the other direction, but it shouldn't be an issue there. Don't get your wrench stuck on there like I almost did and have to back the bolt out to get it off. So since this is a heat related set of parts, I'm actually gonna let this thing run for a little while probably and let it get heated up and come back on here and check all the bolts again. If I don't do that tonight, I will probably do it next weekend or something after I run it a little bit. So let me get the shield put back onto this and hook up the O2 sensors, and we'll get it fired up and make all of the neighbors absolutely hate me. Because I'm so horrified and afraid to death of what it might sound like, you guys are gonna get to be here as I cold start this thing at 12 o'clock at night, 12:15 at night, sitting in my garage with no cats on it. Okay, here we go. For a couple minutes before I can take it down the road and see what it does as far as just letting it run, but it's so loud. Holy crap. It was a good install. It went mostly easy. So far the header looks like it did good. I don't hear any exhaust leaks. I'll get out and check another car later after it gets warm. I don't know what else to say. I hope that you don't have an NVIDIA N1 or a Spec D like I have, because this is really freaking loud. If you were to Taily this, I hope you don't mind loud exhaust, or you have a seriously loud radio, which I do. So thanks for watching. Thanks for watching the video, everybody. Please like, comment, and subscribe right here for more Rage Fueled content. We'll see you next time.